All right, so today we're going to be tackling AI for writers, and specifically we're doing a deep dive into AI Insights Hub,
Okay.
which is a platform that has all these AI prompts that claim to be a game changer for writing. So, you're a writer listening to this and you know the, the drill,
Right.
brainstorming, outlining, staring at a blank screen. It's not always easy. So what if AI could make that easier
Yeah.
and maybe even spark some new creativity?
Yeah.
That's what we're here to explore.
That's a great question. A lot of people are asking that.
Yeah,
What I think is really interesting about AI Insights Hub is it seems to go beyond just those, like really generic write me a poem prompts that we've all seen.
right.
They've curated 156 prompts in this document we're looking at.
Wow.
And the categories are really diverse. Everything from writing like a gripping opening line for your thriller novel
Oh, wow.
to generating blog post ideas based on current trends.
156 prompts. That's pretty impressive. I was looking through the document earlier, and some of them really caught my eye. There's one for developing a character backstory based on their zodiac sign.
Interesting.
I thought that could be fun. There's another one for writing a scene where a character receives devastating news, but they can't outwardly react.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a challenge.
That's good for actors, too.
Yeah.
It seems like they put a lot of thought into making these prompts specific and targeted, which I think is really important.
Yeah.
Because if it's too general, you just get kind of like junk.
Right.
But these prompts seem designed to really guide you towards creating well-structured, compelling content.
Okay, so let's say I'm struggling with writer's block.
Yeah.
Could these AI Insights Hub prompts actually help me?
I think they definitely have the potential to.
Okay.
One of the benefits of using AI prompts is they can help you kind of break free from your usual thought patterns.
Yeah.
For example, there's a prompt here for generating story ideas based on a random object, like let's say a rusty key.
Okay.
The AI might come up with all these like unexpected connections and scenarios that you wouldn't think of on your own,
Interesting.
and that can just get your creativity flowing.
That's a great point. Sometimes all it takes is that little nudge to get things going. But what about the quality of the writing itself? Can these prompts actually help me become a better writer?
I think it's important to remember that AI is a tool. And like any tool, it's only as good as the person using it.
Right.
However, AI Insight Hub's prompts can definitely play a role in elevating your writing. For example, there are prompts focused on improving sentence structure, expanding your vocabulary, and even analyzing your writing style to identify areas for improvement.
Oh, wow. So it's not just about generating the content. It's about actually learning and refining your craft along the way,
Exactly.
which is really appealing, especially as someone who's always trying to learn and get better.
Absolutely. And that seems to be a strength of AI Insights Hub. They're not just offering a quick fix.
Yeah.
They're providing a resource to help writers develop their skills over time.
Now, I know a lot of writers are hesitant to embrace AI. They fear it's going to replace human creativity.
Yeah.
What would you say to those people who are skeptical?
I think it's understandable to have those concerns, but from what I'm seeing with these AI Insights Hub prompts, it's more about collaboration than replacement.
Okay.
The prompts are designed to spark your imagination, help you overcome obstacles, and kind of push you to explore new creative avenues. But ultimately, you're still the one shaping the story, crafting the characters, and infusing your unique voice into the writing.
So it's more like a writing partner,
Mm.
offering suggestions and guidance, but
Pretty-
never taking over completely.
Exactly. And that can be incredibly liberating for writers. It's like having a brainstorming buddy who's always available, overflowing with ideas, and never judges your wildest thoughts.
That sounds pretty great. I'm starting to see the appeal. But how do these prompts actually work? What's happening behind the scenes when you give a prompt to AI?
So these prompts are basically instructions that guide the AI model, which is this complex algorithm that's trained on a massive amount of text data.
Right.
By giving it a specific prompt,
Mm-hmm.
you're telling the AI what kind of output you're looking for. It's like giving an artist a really detailed brief for a painting.
I see.
The more specific you are, the more likely you are to get what you envisioned.
So it's all about crafting the right prompt to get the AI to do what you want. And it seems like AI Insights Hub has done a lot of the heavy lifting for us by creating these specific prompts for all these different writing tasks.
Yeah.
But let's get into more detail about those prompts. What are some of the different categories in this document?
Well, one of the things that immediately stands out is just the sheer variety. They've got prompts for fiction writers, nonfiction writers, copywriters, poets, basically anyone who works with words.
Wow.
And within each category, there are prompts designed to help you at every stage of the writing process, from brainstorming to editing.
So it's a really comprehensive resource. For writers of all levels and genres, that's impressive. Now, I'm particularly interested in the prompts for fiction writers. Can you give us some examples of what we might find in that category?
Absolutely. They've got prompts for everything, from generating story ideas to developing complex characters to writing compelling dialogue. For instance, there's a prompt for creating a backstory for a villain based on their childhood trauma,
Interesting.
which could lead to some really interesting character development.
That's fascinating. And I imagine that would be really helpful for writers who struggle with coming up with those backstories. It's like having a built-in psychology expert
Exactly.
to help you understand your characters and make them feel more real.
Right, and that's just one example. They've also got prompts for creating suspenseful plot twists, writing vivid descriptions, and even generating dialogue that reveals character and advances the plot.
Sounds like they've really thought of everything a fiction writer might need to craft a compelling story. But what about nonfiction writers? Are there prompts tailored to their specific needs?
Oh, absolutely. They've got prompts for crafting engaging blog posts, writing persuasive articles, even developing comprehensive research papers. For example, there's a prompt for generating a list of interview questions for an expert on a particular topic,
Okay.
which could save a lot of time for journalists or anyone doing research.
That's a great point. Research can be so time-consuming,
Right.
and having an AI tool to help streamline that process could be really valuable.
It could definitely make research feel less daunting
Yeah.
and free up more time and energy for the actual writing.
And what about copywriters? Are there prompts for them to help them craft compelling marketing materials?
There are. They have prompts for generating catchy headlines, writing persuasive product descriptions, even crafting engaging social media posts.
Mhm.
For instance, there's a prompt for creating a tagline for a new product based on its key features and target audience.
Well, that's a good one. Because those short, punchy pieces of text can be so hard to get right.
Yeah,
It's like having a brainstorming partner to help you come up with ideas and refine your message.
right. And it's not just about generating those ideas either. Some of the prompts are also designed to help copywriters analyze their target audience, understand their pain points,
Yep.
and craft messaging that resonates with their needs.
So it's really about using AI to get a better understanding of your audience and create more effective marketing materials,
Exactly.
which is incredibly valuable in today's world.
Absolutely. And it shows how AI can be valuable for writers across so many different industries.
Okay, so we've talked about all these categories. I want to go a little deeper into the structure and format of these prompts. What makes them so effective?
Well, one of the key things is that they're incredibly specific.
Okay.
They don't just say, write a story about a dragon. They give you detailed instructions, like setting the characters, the conflict, even the desired tone and style.
Oh, wow.
This level of detail really helps the AI understand exactly what you're looking for and generate output that's more likely to be usable.
So it's all about giving the AI clear instructions and parameters to work within. And it seems like AI Insights Hub has really nailed that aspect. But what about the language used in the prompts themselves? Is there anything special about the way they're worded?
They seem to strike a good balance between clarity and creativity.
Okay.
They use language that's easy to understand, but they also use evocative imagery and thought-provoking questions that can really spark your imagination.
Okay.
For example, instead of just saying, write a scene where two characters argue, a prompt might say, write a scene where two characters argue, but they both think they're right, and the other person is being completely unreasonable.
Oh, that's good.
You know, that kind of nuance can lead to much more compelling dialogue.
That's a fantastic example. And it really highlights how a well-crafted prompt can go beyond just generating text. It can help you explore those emotional and psychological aspects of your characters. But how flexible are these prompts? Can I tweak them to fit my own needs? Or am I stuck with what AI Insights Hub has given me?
That's a great question. And the good news is that most of these prompts are designed to be flexible.
Okay.
They provide a really solid foundation. But you are encouraged to experiment and make them your own.
Great.
You can change the setting, the characters, the conflict, anything you want.
Wow.
The key is to really understand the core elements of the prompt and how they work together to achieve that outcome.
So it's like having a template
Mm.
that you can adapt and personalize, but you still get the benefits of the AI.
Exactly. It's all about finding that sweet spot between leveraging AI and retaining your own unique voice and style.
That's really cool.
And it seems like they've done a great job creating prompts that allow for that freedom.
Now, we've been talking about the practical aspects of these prompts, but I'm curious about the bigger picture. How do you see AI prompts changing the future of writing?
That's a great question. I think we're only just beginning to see what's possible. As AI technology continues to evolve, I think we're going to see even more sophisticated and nuanced prompts that can really push the boundaries of creative expression.
So what are you thinking?
We might even see AI prompts that can help writers tailor their work to specific audiences, or platforms, or even emotional states.
That's amazing. Imagine being able to craft a story that's perfectly tuned to evoke a certain emotion, or a marketing campaign that's tailored to an individual's interests. The possibilities are endless.
And it's not just about individual writers either. I think AI prompts could revolutionize how we collaborate.
Okay.
Imagine a team of writers working on a screenplay, each of them using AI prompts to generate ideas, develop characters, refine dialogue. The creative synergy could be incredible.
That's a fascinating idea.
Yeah.
It really speaks to that collaborative potential of AI, not just as a tool for individual writers, but as a way to enhance communication and creativity on teams.
Absolutely. As we move toward a more interconnected world, I think AI is going to play a bigger role in shaping how we communicate and create.
That's given me a lot to think about. But before we get too carried away with the future of AI, let's bring it back to the present and talk about those practical benefits that AI Insights Hub can offer writers today.
That's a great idea. Let's delve into some specific examples from the document and explore how they can help writers overcome common challenges and achieve their writing goals. Okay, so let's pick up where we left off and actually dive into some of these AI Insights Hub prompts.
Okay.
One that I thought was interesting was in the fiction category. It's about crafting a scene where a character has to make a really important life-altering decision, but they don't have all the information.
Well, that's a good one.
Oh,
That's like a situation we all face in real life, right? Having to make a choice when you don't have all the facts.
right.
It's inherently dramatic.
Exactly. And the prompt guides you to think about the character's internal struggle, their values, the potential consequences of their decision. It even suggests exploring different outcomes, depending on what choice they make.
I like that. I really like how much guidance AI Insights Hub gives. It's not just like throwing out these ideas. It's
Right.
like actually helping you think about what makes a scene compelling.
Right. Exactly. And for writers who maybe struggle with plotting or creating conflict, this kind of prompt can be super helpful.
Now, I'm also curious about the prompts for nonfiction writing. You mentioned one for generating interview questions,
Yeah.
but what about something like crafting a compelling opening for an essay or an article? We all know how important that hook is.
Well, they have a few different prompts for that.
Okay.
One suggests starting with a surprising statistic or fact
Oh, okay.
that relates to your topic. Another one encourages you to open with an anecdote or a personal story that connects with the reader emotionally.
Okay, so they offer a few different approaches because what works for one essay might not work for another. It's about finding the right hook.
Exactly. And AI can help you brainstorm those different options and see what resonates the most with you.
That makes sense.
Has.
Speaking of audience, one thing that's always on my mind as a writer is, will this resonate with my readers? Does AI Insights Hub have anything to help with that?
You know, it's interesting you say that because there's a whole section dedicated to audience analysis.
Okay.
One prompt I thought was really helpful was about crafting a reader persona.
Oh, interesting.
Basically like a detailed profile of your ideal reader.
Okay, I've heard of that before, but I never thought to use it for fiction writing. How does that work?
It asks you to think about things like your reader's age, their occupation, their interests, their values, even their fears and aspirations.
Wow.
And by fleshing out this persona, you can start to anticipate what will resonate with them, what kind of language they connect with, and what kind of stories they might find compelling.
It's like you're creating a character sketch, but for your reader. I love that. It really brings the audience into focus.
Exactly. And it can prevent you from going down those rabbit holes that might not interest your audience.
That's a good point. Now, I'm someone who likes to experiment with different writing styles. Does AI Insights Hub offer anything for that?
There's a section on stylistic exploration, and some of the prompts are really interesting. One that caught my eye was, it challenges you to write a scene from your story in the style of a famous author you admire.
Oh, that'll be fun. It would help you analyze what you like about that author's style and see how you can incorporate that into your own writing.
It's like a masterclass,
Yeah.
but personalized.
Now, I have to admit, I'm a little skeptical about one thing.
Hmm.
Can AI really help with things like humor or emotional depth? Those seem like such human qualities.
I think that's a fair point. And it's important to remember that AI is still in its early stages.
Yeah.
It can't replicate everything about human emotion or creativity. Yet, however, AI Insights Hub does have prompts
Yeah.
that can help you explore those areas.
Okay, so how would a prompt for humor work? Can AI really understand what's funny?
Well, one prompt focuses on using wordplay and unexpected twists to
Good.
create humorous situations. It guides you to think about comedic timing, character reactions, the element of surprise. It can also suggest different types of humor, like satire or slapstick or dry wit, and help you see what works best for your story.
So even if the AI can't come up with the jokes itself, it can give you a framework
Right?
to think about humor more strategically. That
Exact.
could be helpful.
And the same goes for emotional depth. There are prompts that encourage you to think about your characters' backstories, their motivations, their fears, their desires. By going deeper into those areas, you can create characters that feel more real and relatable,
Yeah.
even if the AI isn't generating those insights directly.
It's all about using AI as a springboard
Right.
for your own exploration. Are these prompts just for experienced writers, or can beginners use them too?
I think AI Insights Hub has something for everyone.
Okay.
For beginners, the prompts can provide structure and guidance. For more experienced writers, the prompts can offer fresh perspectives and help them push their creative boundaries.
So it's about meeting writers where they are and giving them the tools they need.
Exactly.
That's really cool. Is there a risk of becoming too reliant on AI prompts? Could they stifle our creativity if we use them too much?
That's a valid concern. And I think it's important to approach AI prompts as a tool, not a crutch.
Yeah.
The goal is to use them to enhance your creativity, not to replace it.
So finding that balance, using the prompts for inspiration,
Right.
but ultimately trusting your own instincts
Exactly.
and letting your voice come through.
And I think the best way to avoid becoming too reliant on prompts is to view them as a starting point.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to experiment. Add your own personal touch.
That's good advice. Now, we've talked a lot about the creative applications of these prompts, but I'm curious about the more practical side. Can AI Insights Hub help with things like productivity and time management? Because those are always challenges for writers.
You know, that's one of the things that surprised me about AI Insights Hub. They have prompts specifically for productivity and time management.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm intrigued what kind of prompts.
Well, there's one that helps you break down a large writing project into smaller tasks with realistic deadlines so you don't get overwhelmed.
That's really helpful. I know I often get bogged down when I'm facing a big project, and breaking it down into steps makes it much less daunting.
And there's another prompt that focuses on identifying and eliminating distractions so you can create a more focused writing environment and develop strategies for staying on task.
That one's speaking to me. I am definitely guilty of letting distractions get in the way.
I think we all are.
Yeah. But having a prompt that guides you to create a more focused environment, that could be a game changer.
It's like having a virtual accountability partner
Yeah.
who keeps you on track.
And it really shows that AI Insights Hub isn't just about the creative content. It's also about helping writers succeed with all those other challenges.
Exactly. It's a holistic approach to writing.
Well, I'm really impressed with AI Insights Hub. They seem to have thought of everything, from sparking creativity to staying focused, to becoming a better writer. But I do have one final question. Is there a risk of losing our own voice if we use AI too much?
That's an important question, and I think it's one that every writer needs to consider. As AI becomes more common, the key, I think, is to view AI as a collaborator, not a replacement.
So using AI to enhance our own strengths
Right.
and overcome our weaknesses.
Exactly.
But remembering that our own voice is what makes our writing special.
And I think the more we use AI, the better we'll understand how to use it in a way that complements our writing style
Okay.
and enhances our own creative vision.
I'm really eager to explore AI Insights Hub and see what I can create. But I'm also curious to hear your final thoughts on the role of AI in the future of writing.
Yeah, it's really fascinating to think about how AI might change writing. You know, like, will it become as commonplace as using a word processor?
Right.
Or will we see, traditional writing workshops be replaced by like AI feedback sessions?
Those are big questions. I have to admit, I'm a little nervous about AI taking over everything. Like, are human writers going to become obsolete?
I don't think we need to worry about robots taking our jobs just yet. I think it's more likely that we'll see a shift in how we define what a writer is.
Okay.
You know, that ability to tell a story, connect with an audience emotionally, infuse your writing with a unique voice. I think those things will always be valuable.
So maybe it's not about AI versus humans, but about how they can work together.
Exactly. AI can handle some of the technical stuff, like generating ideas or structuring a plot. or even fixing grammar. And that frees up human writers to focus on the things that really matter, like the characters and the emotions and the themes.
That's a good point. That also makes me think about accessibility. AI could make writing possible for people who might have struggled with traditional
Oh,
methods,
absolutely.
like if they have learning differences or physical limitations.
I think AI could provide a framework and support that would allow a lot more voices to be heard.
That's a really powerful idea. It's not just about making writing easier, it's about making it more inclusive.
And that brings us back to AI Insights Hub. By giving us these prompts, they're not just giving us a tool, they're helping to create a more diverse literary world.
That's inspiring thought. So for all the writers listening, what's the one thing you hope they take away from this deep dive?
I would say don't be afraid to explore. AI is a tool. Like any tool, it can be used in good ways or bad ways.
Right.
But if you approach it with curiosity and you keep a critical eye and you stay true to your own vision, I think you can use it to make your writing better.
That's great advice. So for our listeners who want to check out AI Insights Hub, where should they go?
It's a great place to start. Explore the prompts, experiment, and have fun. You might be surprised at what you find.
Maybe AI will help you write your next big thing. The possibilities are really endless. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.